Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to It's Okay. This is a very off the wall, kind of mysterious type podcast, I guess. There is no set schedule for what I'm talking about. But I'm glad that you showed up and decided to come and visit and spend time with me tonight. I may take my glasses off so that I can actually see. You know, it's pretty sad that I have glasses so that I can actually see far away. But if I'm going to read, I actually have to take my glasses off so that I can actually read. Isn't that not the dumbest thing you've ever seen or heard? But I guess that's part of having astigmatism. I don't know how many of you have one of those, but obviously I have one of those. And so Doc says, hey, guess what? Eventually, I guess your eyes can get better. I know my mom's, viewing is getting better. She don't have to wear her glasses to see far away like she used to. Now it's just reading glasses to see up front. And I tried those transition ones where they put the little, line and you're not supposed to see it or whatever. I felt like I was woo. It was, wonky. I couldn't do it. It was just too much for me. But I was going to talk about something tonight on the podcast, and like I said, just kind of off the wall, not really a script of any type, but I've thought a lot about it. This year, this year specifically, but if I start over, I don't know, let's just say the last 7 years, 8 years of my life, I've had a lot of people walk away. I've had a lot of people walk in. And you do that. I mean, you always have people walk in, walk out your whole life. That's just part of it. This year specifically, I have had people walk out, realizing that when I lost my late husband, I didn't just lose my late husband. I lost my family. I lost a family. The family that he and I had built, basically an imploding type deal. But all of that, whether it's neither here nor there. With that said, basically, I've learned a lesson this year. If somebody wants to be in your life, they'll be in your life. You don't have to chase somebody to be a part of your life. If you're important to them, if you have any priority at all, you don't have to chase. That's like a revolving door. You won't have to be the one that always, contacts them first. If you're always contacting somebody first, you're always the first to text, to call, to email, to whatever. You're not really a priority in the other person's life. And if that person doesn't call you back or talk, isn't making you a priority, it's the revolving door ain't working, then let them go. I don't know how else to say that. Just let them go. So I've come to this conclusion, though. And this was a hard one. And I made this comment to my husband today because this is just something that I've just realized. People that love you and care about you, they stay around. They won't walk away. But people that use you will leave. As soon as they get whatever they want from you, they'll walk away. That's usually any situation. They get, whether it's emotional, physical, financial, whatever they get, once they get it, they'll be off. They're just gone. So that is a lesson that I have had to learn, especially this year. And I'm not going to chase anybody anymore. I'm sure you guys understand that. Just get sick. Don't you ever just get sick and tired of chasing people? You really have a friend. Excuse me, I'm going to move this mic. You have a friend and you think that they're the best thing in the world, but you're the one that's always texting them. You're the one that's always emailing. You're the one that's always making all the effort. It seriously makes you consider whether or not that's really your friend. It's probably not. As if we all don't have enough going on in our lives that we have to put extra energy into another person that doesn't reciprocate. And I can tell you, I've realized that just because you give energy to something doesn't mean you're going to get the same energy back. And that hurts. It really does. I went through a hard point of all that realization because I'm like an overthinker. I overthink everything. I wish I could underthink, but I don't. And I always want to go to the worst case scenario. I know I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that do it. But I always want to go to that worst case scenario. And overthinking and then going to the worst case scenario isn't like doing a favor for yourself. It's actually, it just makes things worse. Yeah. It is. It just makes it worse. But I went through this where all I could do was think about like memories of the past, memories like my older kids or the life that I had with my late husband, that kind of stuff. And all it did was torture me. So I basically had to come to the point where I was just like, you know, you just have to let go. You just have to let go because not everybody has your heart. Not everybody has your thoughts. Not everybody has your level of forgiveness. Not everybody has, you know, your level of wanting to cooperate, work things out. Not everybody's that way. And I realize that, you know, a lot of people aren't going to give you the same that you give. So, yeah, that's kind of been a thing. But I know there's plenty of people out there deal with the same thing. So much stuff that I see going on around me in the world. It's just so sad. So sad. I don't understand. One thing I really have a hard time with, I don't understand, you know, it seems like a pandemic within its own or epidemic within its own, but I don't understand all the parents I hear that talk about their adult children walking away from them. You know, like they just cut their families off, and that wasn't heard of back when I was younger. It really wasn't heard of when my mom was younger. Having a conversation with her about that, I don't get it. I mean, besides biblically, the Bible speaks of children turning against their parents, but I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand. I know that I hear a lot of parents say that they hear like, we mentally abused our children, or they feel like they were abused or something in some way. And I hear a lot of that. And that's like the biggest thing that you hear. And I try to really understand, you know, maybe how these adult kids are coming, where they're coming from with that. But then again, I also hear a lot of parents say that they're cutting me off, or they say that they're upset or abused or feel abused like they were, but they don't really give me any like reasoning. Like, you did this to me, or you did that to me, or this happened, this happened then. And that's like one of the things that I hear, but I don't understand it. I don't, maybe you're not supposed to understand it. Maybe we're not supposed to understand it. We're just supposed to figure that this is the way it is. But I do realize there's a lot more parents in that estrangement field that are coming up for air. And they're mad. And personally, myself, I think maybe I was mad at the beginning. But I'm not really mad. Like, sad. I could say more like I'm sad. I'm sad about not having my two oldest daughters around. I'm sad about it. Like, I'm sad about all the holidays that are being missed. I'm sad about all the memories that are not being made. I'm sad about all the conversations that are not being had. All the moments that are being missed. I guess that's me. It's just a sad thing, but everybody deals with that situation differently. In my heart, you know, I feel for parents that are in that situation. But anyways, yeah, I do notice that is like a big thing. I don't get it. I just don't. I mean, I was raised by baby boomers, and according to the definition of whatever toxic or mental abuse is, basically, if that definition is correct, then that means every generation before my generation abused their kids all the way down to Gen X. And then it's just like kept on going. But I don't believe that everybody has been. I don't believe that. I just, as far as like, I don't know. Or maybe family values are gone. Who knows? I could sit here all night long and be like, why? And that's the thing. You can have all the whys in the world, and you are not going to get the answer to everything all the time. And that's another thing I've had to learn. Ask why all day long. You're not going to, I mean, sometimes you're just not going to know. Sometimes you just have to live with what is. Not necessarily something you want to do, but something that has to be done, I guess. But yeah, like I said, this is not a podcast that's, being scripted or anything. It's just kind of thoughts that I've had, things that I've thought about. I think about all of you guys too. All the people that watch this or listen to this. Maybe you don't follow it. Maybe you don't like anything, but you watch it. I think about you guys too. Because everybody's going through something. And, I hate that. I hate that we all have to go through things. I hate that we have to go through things and we feel like we're by ourselves. That seems to be a thing. People feel like they're all alone. I know. I felt all alone a lot of times. I still do sometimes. I feel alone. Yeah. But it's sad, and people wonder why we have so many people that unalive themselves, because we still have so many bullies and so many, keyboard pirates and bots and whatever else that just have to keep the angst going. Seems to be part of the bigger picture of stuff, but yeah, that makes people feel even more alone. Just because somebody smiles doesn't mean that they're okay. Just somebody laughs doesn't mean they're happy. People need to realize that. We all just naturally assume because somebody's happy-go-lucky, bubbly, giving, whatever, that they're content and their heart's just full of happiness. And that's not necessarily always the case. Everybody has, emotions, feelings that they don't show. Being vulnerable, especially in today's society world, being vulnerable is dangerous almost, because you don't know who you can and can't trust. So, so it's pretty vulnerable for me to be doing this podcast and sharing the stuff that I share, but I think at my age, I don't care. Like, I think you just come to a point where you just don't care. If somebody wants to come at you, then if it makes them feel better and they sleep better tonight, then let them come. But yeah, so that's about all that stuff. I'll move on to a different subject real quick. I have been battling with some stomach issues. I started going through a new health app. It's called Oshi, O-S-H-I. They're trying to figure my guts out, bacteria, inflammation, all these different things, blood work, that kind of business. So far, it's like a low FODMAP diet. I've lost 13 pounds in 3 weeks, and a lot of chicken broth and rice and basically bland foods. I guess there's fructans, that's what you call it. Fructans that are in food that cause people's stomachs, like if you have IBS. So we've kind of figured out that the IBS thing is for me, that I've got going on. But yeah, that's been interesting. But supposedly these people at Oshi can figure out what's going on with you and they can kind of get you on the right road. And that's what I'm going to do. Because I've had stomach problems for the past probably 8 years. And nobody's ever tried to really figure it out. So we'll see how this goes. And I'll keep you updated on that. And I'll let you know kind of how that turns out. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with that. I don't, on another topic, like I said, I'll update you on another topic. I don't really keep up with a lot of events on social media. So if there's a trend going on TikTok or Facebook or whatnot, I don't really keep up with a lot of the news stuff. Literally, the only thing that I have been reading about is Perez Hilton. He calls himself the original influencer. And he got sick, he got put in the hospital, and then all of a sudden, he's found God and he's like changing his whole life. And it's really, really interesting and cool to watch. So that's about the only thing that I follow. I just don't get really around to a lot of the news and stuff because it irritates the bejesus out of me to watch news, and I just hate seeing one more thing that we have to deal with in this country and other countries have to deal with. So I kind of stay away from that stuff. I don't know how you guys all do in that area, but what does it really matter? We can't do anything about it anyways. Nobody's listening to us, obviously. You voted, and nothing's changed, really. So, it just seems like, our voice doesn't really get heard like it should. But my opinion only, not pushing on anybody else. So, anyways, I'm glad you guys joined me tonight on the podcast. I know that this is a shorter podcast. I promise next week won't be as bad as this. It won't be all over the map. It'll actually be subjected. So, it won't kind of be my scatterbrain just talking to you. But I just felt like having an off-the-wall kind of podcast where I just come in and I talk to you and it just, various things and, then cut out and toodaloo. So, anyways, I wish you guys all the best of the rest of your week and have an amazing Memorial Day weekend. Please be safe. Please have fun. Don't go to jail. The judge won't be in until Tuesday. You don't want to sit in there that long. Yeah. So enjoy your weekend. Hope you get to spend it with friends or family or both. And until next Thursday, no matter what happens, it's okay.